Okay, so today I wanted to talk about something that I've been having a problem with for as long as I can remember. And that is ruminating. It's something I do all the time. It's not something I mean to do, but I do it all the time. And basically what it is, it's like a shoulda, coulda, woulda, looking back on my life and the mistakes that I've made and the dumb things that I've done, and just focusing on all the negatives. I'm always in my head. And when I'm alone in my room by myself, like I am now, I start to go over my life choices. So I'll be overthinking and dwelling on stuff that's happened in the past, and it makes me feel like a failure. Just thinking about all the dumb stuff I've done, all the dumb things I do, it makes me feel like a failure. So things like, for instance, I got my GED a while ago, and I just think, well, I could have gotten it sooner. Like, if I hadn't dropped out, I wouldn't even have to worry about that. Like, I could have been farther along in my life if I had just gotten my GED sooner. So I ruminate on that, and it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel like a failure. Then I start thinking of more, like, abstract things, like how the last time I spoke to my mother, the day she died, our last conversation, I didn't say I love you to her. I just said, yeah, bye, okay, whatever. Because I was busy doing something else, and I didn't really care. And then that was my last time speaking to her, and I usually say I love you when I talk to people on the phone, but that one time that I decided not to, then she did what she did, and that hurts me because I shouldn't have done that, and I think about that kind of stuff. Another time was when I was in the hospital for what happened to me. You guys know that video. It happened at a party, whatever. I had to go to the hospital because of it, and there was this lady who was there, and she was helping all of the SA victims, and she, actually I have it, she gave me this teddy bear. It says "We Care" on it, and like a care packet or something. I don't have the rest of that stuff, but I kept the teddy bear. But she was talking about how her boyfriend had SA'd her, and I remember without even thinking, I just like, yeah, but do you know what it feels like to be gang blank SA'd? And I said that, and she just looked at me, and I looked at her, and that's like one of my biggest regrets in life, was saying that. I still beat myself up to that every single day. I think about that. I shouldn't have said it. I was speaking out of anger and frustration, and just the whole situation had me so emotional. But that's not an excuse to downplay what somebody else is going through just because, like, it's not a contest. It's not a contest who has the worst trauma, you know? Like, who's endured the worst trauma. It's not a contest. It's not. So that's something I really ruminate on, and just stuff like that, things that I've said, things that I've done that looking back are just stupid. They're just not okay. They're not. And what's worse is the voices. They've started talking about all the things that I ruminate on. They'll be talking about how, well, you should have gotten your GED sooner. Well, you shouldn't have said this. You shouldn't have said that. And I hear that. And that's what I'm really going through in terms of the voices these days. They're talking about all my past mistakes and all the stupid things I say. And when I say something stupid, I'll hear a voice say, you're so stupid. But it's bad. And those aren't the only things. Those are just some examples of things. But just in general things, I'll just think about all the dumb things I've done in my life. And it's like my thoughts are being like amplified, and I'm hearing them as like how do I explain it? They're like echoing, but it doesn't sound like it's in my head. It sounds like it's coming from the walls, and they're all just talking about all the failures I've had and all of the dumb stuff that I do. All of my mistakes, I dwell on them, and the voices make it even worse because now it's like I can't escape. And then that just makes me get in my head and feel even worse. Another one was getting really drunk after watching Moon Age Daydream on that date I went to, and when I got so drunk that I don't even know what happened to me or how I got home or anything. Like, that's so stupid. Why would you get so drunk and like put yourself in a compromising situation, and then you wake up, your clothes are on backwards, and you don't know how you got home? Like, that's stupid. Why did I do that? And I go over those things in my head, and it sucks. I don't like it. It just makes me feel like a failure. Ultimately, just most of the traumatic things that have happened to me, some of which have been caused by myself, a lot of them, it's my fault, I get it. but it was still traumatic, and I still dwell on it. I still think about that kind of stuff. I think about all the crappy stuff that I've done, and I've done a lot of crappy stuff. I've done a lot. I'm not a good person. That's what I've learned through all this. I'm not a good person. There's so much crap that I've done, so many things I shouldn't have said, but I did. So many times when I wish I was a better person, because then I probably wouldn't have this problem. I wouldn't have so many negative experiences to ruminate on. So ultimately it becomes, well, okay, I have all these thoughts about my past experiences. It's like, can I learn from it? I mean, it doesn't really change anything. Thinking about the past and dwelling on the past, it's not going to change the future, and I can't change the past. So I talked about it with my therapist, and she said that I should accept it. I should acknowledge them as intrusive thoughts and observe them and allow them to just come and go. Give myself permission to have them. Not 100% sure what that means, but if you guys know, put in the comments. Just to allow myself to have them. Like, she doesn't even want me to like distract myself when I'm feeling that way, because when I start getting in my head, I'll start like maybe listening to some loud music or watching something mind-numbing on YouTube. But she's like, no, you don't have to distract yourself. Just allow those thoughts to come, observe them objectively, and then, you know, let them pass without judgment, which is not easy for me, because if it's one thing I'm good at, it is criticizing myself. I criticize myself a lot. It's like the only thing I'm good at. It's like the only thing I'm good at. Like now, like I looked at myself in the mirror just before filming, and I've put on so much weight and I feel so bad about it. I'm like over 100 pounds at this point, and I hate it, and I think about that kind of stuff. But I need to get into the habit of just feeling those thoughts, but not dwelling on them so much, not letting them ruin my day or crush my spirit, because that's what they are doing. They're crushing my spirit. I wish there was a way that it could just go away, but according to my therapist, I guess they don't go away per se. I guess it's just how you deal with them that makes the difference. So I'm gonna have to learn to deal with these. If you guys deal with this kind of stuff, let me know what you guys do about it. Do you guys have problems ruminating? Like, you think about all the dumb stuff you do and it brings you down? Because that's my problem. I think about all the dumb stuff that I do and it just makes me feel like an idiot, stupid, failure, all those things. And I don't like it, because who wants to feel like a failure, you know? So if you guys do have experience with that kind of stuff, let me know. Let me know what you guys do to cope with it, because I do not like this at all. And it's something I do, and it's something I've been doing for years. Like, as long as I can remember, I've been doing this. You know, it's not completely new. Yeah, I've actually been doing this for a long time, come to think of it. Yeah, but I want to break free of that kind of stuff. I want to be able to look back on past things I've done and been like, well, I could have done better then. And then move on, because it's not going to change anything. Dwelling on it for a long time, it's not going to change anything. I need to change. I need to change my mindset. Anyway, that'll be it for now. If you guys have any experience with ruminating or anything similar to that, put it in the comments. I love to read you guys' comments. They really do help. So if you have any advice for me, it'll be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much in advance. Okay, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.